Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Remote Control Sports. Before we get into today's show, again, we want to ask that you please like and subscribe. It's right down there. We've been doing this for a month already. That's crazy. But we still don't have that many subscribers, which makes sense because we're not very good. But please help us out. Like and subscribe. It's right down there. On today's show, we've got the third overall pick in the 2020 CFL draft, Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund, joining us. Can't thank Isaac enough for his time. We're also going to talk about what's pushing our buttons this week, what is annoying us, and everything like that. And we've got some news. We've got NASCAR. NASCAR is going to return in a couple weeks. We're almost there. We almost have sports. On today's show, we've got Richie Solaris.
Howdy.
And the big germ, Jermaine Kelly.
How's it going?
The big three are here. Let's roll the intro. All right, welcome in, everyone. It's been a few days since our last show, so there's a lot to talk about. The big news, the NCAA is allowing players to profit off of their likeness. Now, there is a lot to unpack here, so let's just get rid of the obvious that this is good for student athletes. Everybody knows that's going to happen. Now, let's unpack this a little bit. I want to know, because my first thought is this is bad for mid-major universities. People look at paying players and they think of only the SECs, the Alabama and the Georgias that are profiting millions of dollars. I think that this is a slippery slope. What are your thoughts, Richie?
I'm not so much worried about that. I get the fear, but I think first and foremost, these athletes are just going to try and use their image more than anything. I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, it's so long overdue that they're able to do this. I mean, anyone should be able to make a little bit of money off your likeness. So I think that's going to be the main thing. The different sponsorships, going to different events. I think you'll see more college athletes signing agents while they're still in school. And you might even see the return of the NCAA video games, fingers crossed. To me, that's the biggest one. But
yeah, I want to talk about that because that's the thing everybody said, oh, we're getting the video game back. I don't see that happening. I don't see that video game happening because of, again, the way you treat those SEC players and those Big Ten players is how you're going to have to treat players in the American. And I don't see universities wanting to do that. And I honestly can't really blame them, Jermaine.
Well, yeah, if you're talking in video game sense, right? If you want to use every player, you don't have to give one a certain player, say take Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, a bigger name. You don't have to give them such a huge amount of money compared to a guy who's playing at LA Tech,
But that's where you run into an issue because the LA Tech kid is why is this happening? Why am I not getting paid the same amount? I'm in the game.
Yeah, they should get paid the same amount unless you're a cover athlete. If you're a cover athlete, then you get a little bit more. But if you're just another player in the game, you get the same amount of money. Why should you get more because you have a bigger name? It doesn't make sense. You're in the game. This guy's in the game.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
It is in the game. So what's the problem? At least you're getting paid. It's better than what guys were getting paid 3 years ago, which is nothing, and we had no game.
I don't know. Cam Newton has something to say about that.
That is true. So.
I don't know. This whole thing, look, I think it's great. Players deserve to be paid. I don't think that there's anyone left on the planet that really is under the age of 30 that believes that they shouldn't. Yeah. And I'm someone that 4 years ago did not think that they should get paid. But after you're in class with these guys and see their schedules and what they have to go through, it's understandable that they deserve to be compensated. I just think that this has a lot of red flags. Because there's always going to be someone that ruins it for everyone. There's going to be that someone that ruins it for everyone. And also, I think that this is going to wind up hurting FCS schools if they are included in anything. They have to pay their players something if they want to profit off it. But I think it winds up hurting recruiting because why would you go to an FCS school when you go to an FBS school and have a chance to make more money?
Doesn't it come down to time? like if you want to play.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because every year you've got kids that choose to go to FCS schools over FBS schools, probably because of playing time, or in some cases the prestige of those FCS schools is better than the FBS schools. But when you have more resources available, why would it not hurt you? It's the same thing that we're seeing with the G League getting some players out of high school. I think it's the same principle, and I don't know. I think we're thinking too much about those 6 schools at the top and not the hundreds upon hundreds of other schools.
Well, you got to think, even if it does affect recruiting, it's not going to affect the transfer portal. That's still going to happen every year. I mean, look at all the players that transfer from big schools down to the FCS. That's still going to happen. So you might see more players, going to bigger schools just in the beginning so they can make a little bit more money. But in the end, most people who are going to play college ball are going to play because they either love the sport or they want to be drafted and go play professional into whatever sport they're doing. And when it comes down to it, if they're sitting there, yeah, you might be able to make more money going to LSU. But if you're a 4-string quarterback, you're never going to see the field. You've got that competitive drive. You're going to want to go and play somewhere. If you've got the talent, you can, you're going to leave. So it might affect the recruiting, but I really don't think so. Especially when you look at guys who maybe are getting a lot more offers from FCS schools than FBS schools. They look at it and they say, look, I can make more money here, but I'm going to be miserable. I'm never going to play. I can go to a smaller school, still make a little bit of money, and I'll be able to start and make a better name for myself. I think that's the way they need to look at it.
I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple weeks to marinate, but this seems really dangerous because, look, we all say the argument is, well, these schools are making millions of dollars. No, 5 schools are. The rest of them are barely breaking even. And you got to do the same thing at those schools as you do everywhere else. Let's move into sports. Sports are so back in a few weeks, 16 days to be exact when we're filming this. May 17th, NASCAR is returning. It is set. It is scheduled. Is this the right move, Jermaine?
Well, for NASCAR, I'm not really going to slander NASCAR. We see what their fans are like, but
yeah.
But I mean, it's good for them, man. I mean, I'm not really a NASCAR guy. I'm not really going to watch it, but if
you're not going to watch it,
not really. I'd rather just like play 2K or something, dude.
That's what we've been doing for 2 months.
I'll do it for 2 months.
You're not going to turn it on?
No, dude. I'd rather play.
I'm giving it a chance. And look, we all know, well, us 3 know where I stand on NASCAR. I hate NASCAR. Okay, but if you think for a second that I'm not going to try it out and probably like it, you're out of your mind, because I probably will like it, and then I'm going to look stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing with me, dude. I'll try it for like 2 minutes, and then I'll get bored. I'll start scrolling Twitter. Next thing you know, it's still on. I'm not watching it, and I just turn on Madden or something, dude.
Dude, Twitter is going to be epic.
Might break the internet.
Live tweeting that thing's going to be epic. Richie, from a public health standpoint, your thoughts on it? Because, look, since we started the show a month ago, we've all said, this is rushed, this is rushed, this is rushed. And now you see May 17th and you think, all right, let's do this.
The way I look at it is the country is slowly starting to open back up. Now, there are a lot of states and cities that still aren't back up. Like here in New Orleans, the mayor extended it through May 15th, the stay-at-home order.
Just in time for me to head out to watch some NASCAR.
Right, exactly. So even then, on the 17th, it's open up. So I think right now is an okay time to try and start these things, but there still has to be limitations. There still shouldn't be any fans in the stadium at all. You cannot have that massive crowd, and you still limit it to complete essential personnel only. I wouldn't even allow family members of the drivers or anything go there. Only the pit workers, the drivers, and anyone else who is working that. I think it's a step in the right direction. I think that they waited a good amount of time, and they've obviously been talking about this and determined with medical professionals that it's an okay time to start. I don't have any problems with it.
Now, here's what I want to know. How did literally no one, I didn't even hear about NASCAR returning until I saw this post. How did no one think of this? It's the smartest thing it's a no-brainer. Everyone's in their own car, which everyone does anyway. Everybody drives anyway. How did no one think of this? And how did no one suggest maybe we should do NASCAR? No one, literally no one. Google it. There's no one who suggested this.
Dude, it's because the world has been so focused on all the other big sports. I mean, the NFL draft just got concluded, right? There's the MLB, which I know we'll talk about in a little bit, and then everything with the NBA. Like the NBA just postponed the draft, the lottery. That's what everyone's focused on, the big three. So they're not going to think of NASCAR.
Now, let me ask you this. If 2 weeks ago NASCAR came out and said, we're doing this, do you think everyone would have been like super angry? Because I feel like they would have been like this. No, we don't want NASCAR. We want NBA.
Yeah, that definitely would have happened. I would have been one of those guys, actually.
Just everyone's just hating on NASCAR. Like, we're doing a race. No, you're not. Go back home, NASCAR. All right, but I will be watching. Richie, will you watch?
Yes, I will.
All right, there we go. All right, so we got 2/3. I'm sure Dylan will watch because Dylan's like a closet NASCAR fan or something.
Internet!
Every time you bring up NASCAR, oh yeah, I watch every Sunday, and he never talks about it.
I used to watch when I was younger. To this day, I love Jeff Gordon.
Ooh, love me some Jeff Gordon. Moving into Major League Baseball is our final news topic before our interview with Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund. Baseball is crazy, and they are suggesting to do a 10-team per division season. It's going to be absolutely bananas. Jermaine, I start with you. Are you upset with it as a purist? Because I've seen people who are upset with this and feel like it's not an actual legitimate season because of how this is aligned.
Well, like, as a baseball fan, dude, like if it's not broken, don't fix it. And like I don't know why we're rushing into like the season. Like, I mean, safety is like really more important. Like, no.
Yes,
like,
you have to You have to say that. Now let's move past it.
No, seriously, like I don't care if the season doesn't even happen if it means all this gets blows over. Like, seriously, don't make that face. Seriously.
I mean, no, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying because at the end of the day, we do want it to get back to normal. But my whole thing is sports are normal.
Yeah, like the question was like about the three divisions. Like,
yes.
Don't try to fix something if it's not broken. Why?
You would rather not have a season at all than do this weird 3-division thing.
Basically, yeah. Like, what would be the problem? Like, we got the
You wouldn't have a season.
Okay, but nobody dies anymore. So
so you're saying if we don't have a season, no one's gonna die anymore?
No.
And that makes me look bad because then I'm saying, oh
no. I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying we don't play baseball. Nobody dies. Like, I'm saying like we.
It's a good answer.
I'm saying like we like prevent all these large gatherings and guys getting together. We wait till it blows over.
Saying for there to be fans. No one's saying that.
Yeah, they've said that there's not going to be fans, obviously, and I get your point, Jermaine, but I think that this is the better way to do it because if you wait longer, it's going to be more likely that you can't feasibly have a normal season, and that at that point, you have to cancel the season, and that affects so many people, like not even the fans, but all the workers, not just the baseball players, but the field and the stadium workers, coaches, their families. It affects so many people. And I get why people are angry because it's bizarro world with this. But I think it's the right thing to do. Baseball is going to be coming back, and they're still not rushing it back. It's going to be late June to early July, so they're still waiting. They're going to be very careful with this while the country is still opening up. And again, they're taking the proper precautions that teams don't have to go too far and kind of stay in one, secluded area of the country instead of having to go all over. I think it's a good move by the MLB.
Here's the thing. At some point, you have to try something. And I'm not saying baseball is what we have to try, but you don't know until it happens if this is going to work or not, because it very it may work. Like if you keep everyone in a central location and you take their temperature, and I mean, it may work, but there's no way to know unless we do.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
if it
so
happens,
that's kind of where I'm at.
yeah, like I mean, if it happens, I'm gonna watch anyway. Like baseball's my favorite sport, so like if it happens, I'm gonna like I can complain, but like I'll get used to it and I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it anyway. So
Now, okay, really quick, because we kind of went on a tangent there about the health aspect of it. The main thing was how weird, 10-team divisions are. What exactly, Jermaine, don't you like about it to the point where you would rather not see baseball until next year?
it's just like dude, baseball is a traditional sport as they label it, the American pastime. It's like I don't know, dude. It's just like I hate change. I don't like change. Let's keep the AL. Let's keep the NL. Let's keep them separate. Let's keep the four or five team divisions, and let's just play regular MLB baseball.
In a perfect world, though, are you playing 162 games?
Wait, are you saying like will they play 162 games?
No, I'm saying every year, would you rather they play 162 games? Like, do you think that that's a good number moving forward? This is just a separate question.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like.
How? I hate it. I hate it.
Oh.
The first 60 games are pointless.
Really? Yeah, I don't think so.
No one watches.
Really? You think so?
I think so. I think you play 100 games, you'd be just fine. You're telling me if in 100 games we couldn't figure out who the well, now we got like 33 playoff teams, but you couldn't tell me who the playoff teams are of 100 games rather than 162?
Well, certain teams like start off really slow, and then after the All Star break, they just heat up. So,
Great.
and
Great. Heat up after game 30.
Hey man,
What about injuries, though? I mean, you can't control injuries. If a lot of your team is decimated early on in the season and you're just
Should have signed some better players. Should have had
back.
that farm system. Should have had farm system.
here it
I'm
comes
just
in play.
saying. I'm just saying. Look, when the Baby Cakes left New Orleans, all of a sudden they're canceling minor league baseball. Look, 98% of that, health-wise. 2%, probably the Baby Cakes being spited. That's all I'm saying. All right. Before we get into our interview with Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund, we want to first of all thank everyone for the support throughout our first month of being a show. Make sure you're following us on social media: Remote C Sports on Twitter, Remote Control Sports on Instagram, and Remote Control Sports on Facebook. You can listen to the show anytime on our Anchor and Spotify pages. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. It's right down there. With that being said, here's our interview with the third overall pick in the 2020 CFL Draft, Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund. We're now joined with the third overall pick in the 2020 CFL Draft by the Calgary Stampeders, Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund. Isaac, first off, congratulations, man.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you having me on here to talk it and chop it up a little bit about football.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being here. Just got to start off with, what are your feelings? We're about 24 hours removed from the draft now. When we're doing this interview, what are your feelings?
Man, it's so crazy. There's a mixture of feelings from excitement to thankfulness. I'm grateful, man. I'm appreciative of everything. It was such a crazy night last night. Just everything had built up, and then there's the trade. So then there's the back and forth with my agent, and eventually I was thankful enough to be picked up by the Calgary Stampeders, and just the feeling that they have put their trust in me to pick me with the third pick in the first round is amazing, and I'm just so excited. I can't even explain it. It hasn't hit me yet. But to be there with my family and all that is another amazing thing for me, and I'm just so thankful.
Yeah, Isaac, being the third pick, that's pretty huge. I'm pretty sure the Stampeders fans have some big expectations for you. But going into your rookie season, what are some goals and expectations you have for yourself?
Yeah, for me, first of all, I want to say the fans too, because they've already hit me up, like a ton of them, and just wish me, good luck and all that kind of stuff. And I'm really thankful for those guys. But I just want to come in and contribute. And I know that's a broad answer, but I want to come in, and I do want to do what I do. I want to contribute in the ways that I know I can, in all facets of the game, whether it be rushing the quarterback or be on special teams. I want to play football, and I do want to win, and I want to do whatever I can do to help win, to help this team go further than they could have without me. Just give them what I can give, and those are my goals and expectations. Um, I don't want to say anything crazy, but I just want to do what I can do to help the franchise.
Now, Isaac, anytime you play football and you go to a different team, completely different coaching staff, different schemes, there's a little bit of a learning curve. How do you see yourself fitting into the Stampeders' defensive scheme? And do you have any inkling of how they're going to use you or what position they're going to mainly put you at?
Yeah. So first of all, I have a great relationship with the coaching staff already. I feel like throughout the process, we've built a great relationship, and that goes from coaches, special teams, and D line, even the head coach, all those guys that have done a wonderful job with me, kind of helping me throughout the process. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a defensive lineman. Um, you know, my game is kind of tailored to the Canadian game, where it's a wider field, and you're going to need somebody that has a motor that's ready to run sideline to sideline, as well as with the line of scrimmage being a yard off. I'm going to have to be able to um, maximize my first step and really exploit that yard. And I just feel like I'm versatile. They're going to be able to move me around on the defensive line depending on the situation, the down and distance. But yeah, I'm going to be defensive end. I'm going to rush the passer, and I'm I'm sure I'm sure whatever they want to put me, I'm gonna go. I don't have any preference, man. I just want to play. So, uh, but yeah, I'm sure they're gonna maximize my ability, and I'm giving the reins to these coaches to just mold me into my greatest self.
Now you talk about rushing the passer. Have you put any thought into who you would like to sack the most in the CFL yet?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't yet, man. I know we have probably the best quarterback in the league on our team, and Bo Levi.
You're taking it. You're taking him over the guy in BC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You already know that. But even like I haven't really watched a ton of CFL ball over the past couple years, but like, you know, Bo is just somebody that if you know anything about Canadian football, and especially with the Stamps, like he's just a prestigious character. So I'm excited to meet people like that and the rest of the teammates as well. But as far as sacks go, man, I'm excited just to get in there and see what I can do.
Now, also last night, this is something that I'm curious about. There was the video that the Stampeders posted of you getting the call that they were going to take you. I'm assuming you were watching the draft. About how long do you have to kind of hold that secret that you were taken before it's announced? How far of a window is there for you as the pick?
Yeah, so it's kind of so I I was talking to my agent the whole time, so we kind of had like an inkling as to what was going to happen after the trade and after that second pick. You know what I mean? And just how things went. Like I was hearing that Jordan Williams was going to go number one from from scouts, and that was all in the air. And I was like, I really wanted to be a Stampeder, so that kind of hurt. I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm hearing from BC side, and they're telling me they really like me and that. So it was anxious, but once I found out, I told my family, and we all just kind of looked at the TV together, just waiting for it to be called. But yeah, I mean, as soon as I found out, there wasn't very much hiding. As soon as the phone turns on, everybody's like, who's calling me? You know what I mean? Who else would I call? So um, crazy, crazy.
And also in terms of the draft, now according to the CFL draft, you're from Southeast Louisiana University, which doesn't exist. Yeah, your thoughts on that?
The third pick of the 2020 CFL draft is defensive end Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund from Southeast Louisiana University.
You know how many people have messed this up? Southern Louisiana, Southeast Louisiana. I got Southwestern one time. I mean,
It's on the jersey. It's on the jersey.
It's right there. So, I mean, hopefully there's no ill intentions, but it's like, you got to get it right. You probably.
I would hope there's not a guy working for the CFL who's just like, we gotta mess this up. I would hope there's not ill intent. That would be incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to talk about They talk about like all that kind of stuff. And the last person that said that was the Montana coach. Before playoffs, they had messed up our name.
Yeah.
Press conference, and it's funny because my head coach now, Dave Dickinson, is he's an alum from Montana, so they have fun talking to me about that this morning. So yeah.
I bet he did.
Let me ask, when's the jersey gonna drop, man? I need to get myself a copy.
I don't know. I have a really good friend who used to coach. He used to coach me in junior high, and he said he already got the jerseys in the cart, and I was like, damn, I don't even know where the jerseys are. So I don't know how this works. I'm still getting a hold of everything and kind of getting my head wrapped around the fact that I'm gonna be sporting the 91 again for the Stampeders, man.
Finally, Isaac, again, we can't thank you enough for spending some time with us, and congratulations to you again. But your ascent to the number 3 overall pick is very interesting, because I was watching one of the videos the CFL put out that you weren't even listed in the draft a year ago, and now to be the 3rd overall pick. What does all this mean to you?
It means a ton. Obviously, as a competitor, you always feel like you're the best, or you want to be the best. So that hurt, man, not being ranked. And I know a couple of friends that I showed and to the rankings, and I was like, damn, man, like I should be on here. But it brought me back. Like, I had an interview today, and like I said, coming out of Canada, it was hard for me to get out of here, and I didn't have any offers. That's what made me work harder, and that's what I feel like helped me throughout the whole like past few months training, going as hard as I can, changing myself into a different animal. Like, people haven't seen um, this me. I feel like I've revisited that dark time when I wasn't ranked coming out of high school and nobody would give me the respect I deserve. So I always knew, I always felt like it was going to come down between me and a few other people for whether it be the first pick or the first defensive player off the board. But nobody else really knew. And it's kind of funny how all those rankings go. It's every organization lists the top 20 players and sends it in. And obviously, if you want the best player, you're not gonna list them as the top, because then people are gonna be like, oh, well, we should probably get them higher or lower. So it's kind of sticky when you get to that. But let me just say, I'm just thankful. Things have worked out perfectly. I'm going to a city that I could only dream of, and a really prestigious organization in the Canadian Football League, man, with a lot of history, great coaching staff, great team, and I'm just excited to be welcomed in, and I just can't wait to get to work.
Calgary Stampeders draft pick Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund. Isaac, thanks for being here, man.
Thank y'all again, man.
Special thanks to Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund, the 3rd overall pick in the CFL draft. Congratulations, man. And again, thank you so much for coming on the show. You guys can follow Isaac on Twitter at Isaac Berglund. Let's wrap today's show up with what's pushing our buttons. Jermaine, I'll start with you. Again, we're complaining about stuff. This went really well the first time. Are you as upset this week about anything?
I mean, I'm not as upset. Yeah, it's what I'm angry about is just like what most people are upset about, and it's pretty general and basic, but it still makes me mad. And it's just, I want people to stay at home so we can get back to regular.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Dude, I just want to go back to Hammond. Dude.
Yes, I know. I really can't believe what's happening with people I get being upset about staying inside. I get that. But the lack of awareness that this is killing thousands of people is just, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Dude, it's just like, I thought about it like this like a few days ago. Like, when there probably won't be another time in your life where you have this much time to just stay at home and just chill. So it's just like, and I see people on Snapchat just with like 7 friends. I added like 3 people like last week because out of anger, I was just angry. It's just like, dude, I just want to hang with the friends, watch some sports, and just go out to eat sometimes. But we can't do that. Just stay inside and let's just.
And the thing about it is that we're so close. Like, this isn't like week 3. We're like 2 weeks away if everyone just stayed inside and they said, we're wrecking this, we're ruining it, we're ruining it for everyone. And I don't know what they're proving. They're not even protesting anything. They're protesting like a law that's not even like, you can go outside. You can go out, go do it, go walk around.
But see, that's not enough for them because they have to get their hair cut in style.
Which doesn't make any sense to me.
They desperately want Baskin Robbins. I mean, sure, you can get ice cream from literally any grocery or convenience store, but it's not Baskin Robbins.
It's not the 31 flavors.
It's not worth it. So I would rather not have ice cream at all.
Yes.
Like
that's the thing that bothers me so much about it is that all these things they're complaining about, like, you can go do that. Like, you want to get someone to cut your hair. You want ice cream, just about every grocery. I don't know what any grocery stores are closed. You can do all of this. I don't know what they're protesting. And the thing that kind of made me upset, because I found myself laughing at it more than being upset about it, was people chanting USA. And this is a global pandemic. Like, why are you chanting USA at the virus? It reminds me of that scene in The Office during the fire drill where Andy screams, "The fire is shooting at us!"
What is that?
The fire's shooting at us!
That's just what I imagined is happening here. So yes, Jermaine, absolutely great one. Richie, what is bothering you this week?
All right, so compared to that, mine is a lot less trivial there. So since I've been stuck inside, I have been playing a lot, and I mean a lot, of Call of Duty. Like, I feel like I'm 16 years old again in high school, and that's all I care about. And Battle Royale has been amazing. And now they've gone and messed it up. They had an update like 2 days ago. And ever since then, all of the servers are super, super laggy. It's torture to play. And the big thing is when you're playing with other people, communication is key. You got to be able to talk to them. There's a bug every time you play. In the middle of the game, communication goes down. No one can hear each other. So you're just playing and you're trying to figure out where you should go. And you're trying to tell people where to go or like to move. And you can't tell them, so you're just crouching up and down like 1,000 times to try and get them to realize, all right, look, we're moving forward. I know it's stupid. It's a video game, but it's aggravating. Like, it's been so great. Modern Warfare has been so fun. Battle Royale is amazing. And they do this one update, and it's completely messed up. I mean, how hard is it to fix a small bug? Even if you have to shut the game down for 3 hours, go fix it. You can't play Battle Royale if you can't communicate. Just fix it, for God's sake.
I feel your pain, Richie.
You hear that, Call of Duty? You better get on it. Okay. I have two. My first one is really short. This is my 5th time watching The Office all the way through. And look, just about everything I talk about has to do with The Office because it's one of the 2 things that I do. I watch sports and I watch The Office. That's all I do, really. And which is, a character flaw of mine. I should watch more things, but that's just the way it is. It's my 5th time watching The Office all the way through, and it's the first time that I've noticed how in the latter half of the series, Phyllis is so unlikable. She's so mean. Have you guys noticed this?
Yeah.
She I was watching the one where Michael has to go to counseling with Toby. And she has this talking head and she says, "It's good that Michael's getting help because he's stupid." And that's it. And I was just like, where did this hate come from? Because she's not like that throughout the show until season 6. And she just becomes so mean.
Well, hang on. Let me blow your mind. Have you ever read any of the conspiracy theories about The Office?
Yeah. What, the Scranton Strangler?
Oh, okay, well that one, but there's another one.
Okay.
That so it's one of the episodes, I think it's like season 6 or whatever, where Toby's getting mad at Michael because he's setting up all these asbestos radars or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one I was just watching. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he keeps throwing them away. There's a theory that most people in The Office were pretty normal. And as the seasons go by, they get worse and worse. The theory is that because of the radon or whatever affected them, and they all change. Like in the beginning, he's just kind of a dull guy that likes sports, and then he evolves into just like the dumbest human being of all time. I mean, he rolls over a turtle, kills it, builds its shell back together with puzzle pieces, smashes it again, puts it back together again, and then realizes it's dead. Phyllis becomes meaner over the time. Oscar just becomes a lot more snooty. Jen even gets annoying. The only one it really doesn't affect is Michael, just because Michael is Michael. He's just the same all the way. So all these characters are being differently affected. You see them like complete personality changes, and the theory is because it's because of the radon or whatever it was in there that was affecting them.
That's honestly a great conspiracy and a lot better. I hate the Scranton Strangler theory, but also I just want to say this, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I think Jim is a terrible, terrible husband. You know, he's fine by himself, making his little face. He does nothing for Pam. Like, he's just not a very good husband, and that's my take on Jim. So we'll talk about that.
He bought the house for Pam.
I get that he bought the house. What else? Like, he bought his parents' house. And I know he doesn't have much money, but he bought his parents' house.
Well, hang on. I'll say this. I get your point, but I don't think he's a bad husband. I think it comes down to complacency. You know, when you're with someone for a long time, it's not that you don't stop caring about them, but you're not always trying as hard. Like, obviously, in the beginning of the relationship, you're trying to completely impress them and all that. Yeah, and as time goes on, you're not doing that as much. Now, that's not excusing how he was in like season 8 and 9.
He is just, he doesn't care about the job. She asks one thing of him, and I'm not at this part in rewatch. I just remember it. She asks one thing: please dress up for Halloween. And he's too good for that. He's just like, I don't know, man. He's just always messing with Dwight. And look, Dwight in the first few seasons, yes, is annoying, but like they developed such a lovable relationship, Dwight and Jim. And then out of nowhere, he just wrecks it sometimes. It's like, what are you doing? Dwight's cool now. Anyway, that's a different. We'll talk about that next week. My other one is just because you add an emoji to an Instagram post doesn't make it like cool. I am about to unfollow SportsCenter on Instagram because every single one of their posts is just a caption that isn't funny, but they put a laughing face emoji after it. So here we go. This is just a random post I clicked. When he dressed up as Klay Thompson and had Warriors fans believing him, laughing face emoji. Let's get another one. When football and basketball collide, laughing face emoji. This is a video of LeBron's face, 3 laughing emojis. And I can't be the only one who is just so angry at the SportsCenter social media team that let the guy from House of Highlights run it, because they've turned SportsCenter, which used to be just this mecca of sports information, into this weird, like, TikTok infested virus. And I am so angry about it because just because you put an emoji of someone laughing does not make it funny. Like, not everything's funny. Not everything's funny.
Yeah, dude. Like, not about, this isn't about the emojis, but I hate the TikToks that they post, and I hate, like, I'm sorry, but esports is not a sport. Playing a video
is not a sport. It's not. You can come at me and tell me it's entertaining to watch, it's fun, and there's people who are legitimately lethally skilled at video games. You can tell me all of that. Do not tell me it's a sport.
It's not. Yeah. All
right, this is a whole nother debate, but I view a sport as any kind of whenever you are putting out physical exertion. Okay, like video game, that's a skill. It's not a sport. It's a skill, and you can be incredible at it, but you're not really putting out physical exertion, you know, other than using your thumbs. And look, I play video games. I love video games. I play, you know, I'm not good, but I play competitively. Not good at all. So I get it, but it's not a sport. It's not a sport.
Well, Richie, I do sometimes get a little sweaty when I'm in a close game and like MLB The Show.
Ooh, MLB The Show with MLB The Show with runners on second and third with 1 out.
And you
pop out to the second baseman.
And you break a controller, so you got to go get the next one out the closet, dude.
Oh, look! I did that the other day in Call of Duty. No joke. See, this is missing. Yeah,
you hate to see it.
That's what you're doing to us.
Anyway, guys, make sure you're following us on social media. Remote C Sports on Twitter, Remote Control Sports on Instagram. We're on Facebook as well. You can listen to the show anytime on our Anchor and our Spotify pages. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. One final time, congratulations, Isaac Adeyemi-Berglund. Thanks for being a fan of the show. Thanks for coming on and letting us talk to you. With that being said, everyone, have a great few days, and we will see you next time.